When it comes to smartwatches, one size most definitely does not fit all. The best option for you depends on a number of factors, including the smartphone you use, whether you want strong activity tracking features, your budget, and your aesthetic tastes. Let's have a look on top 7 best smartwatches in 2018-19. 1. Best for iPhone owners, Apple Watch Series 3. The third edition of the Apple Watch is easily the company's best. 70% faster than the previous model, it also sports quicker Wi-Fi, with an optional LTE version that largely frees the wearer from needing to carry their iPhone at the same time. Having cellular data comes at a cost, both to battery life and in financial terms. You'll need to pay $10/month to your cell carrier to use it, but unlike other smartwatches, the LTE-enabled model of the Apple Watch 3 uses your existing phone number for calls and texts. Note it doesn't have roaming capabilities, though, so the cellular features only work in the country you bought it. Whichever model you buy, there's a heart rate monitor, built-in GPS, Apple Pay for contactless payment and the ability to save songs from Apple Music for offline listening. Water resistant to 165 feet, with a nice bright screen, interchangeable straps and access to the widest range of smartwatch apps, it's very much the go-to if you already own an iPhone. 2. Best for Samsung owners, Samsung Gear S3 Sport. While you can purchase smartwatches with cellular service, the most practical market-tested use is a companion for your phone. And when you're choosing which watch to buy, seamless connection via apps and your phone OS is a key consideration. Samsung's Galaxy Watch is a great option if your phone is a Galaxy or a Note. The build is fantastic with IP68 waterproof and Corning Gorilla Glass DX+, and the display looks great with a resolution up to 360x360 and circular Super AMOLED tech. On the larger model, the battery sports a capacity of 472 mAh, which powers the snappy Exynos 9110 dual-core processor. You can choose between silver, midnight black, or rose gold color options, and the bands are interchangeable to match your style. But most importantly, with the Tizen-based Wearable OS 4.0 that Samsung has optimized to work with their proprietary controls and apps, this will be the perfect sidekick to your Samsung phone. Take a peek at some of the other best Android smartwatches you can buy. 3. Best budget, Watchi. Want to dip your toes into the world of smartwatches, but don't want to drop $250 plus to do it? The Watchi includes many of the features of the big-name brands, at a much lower price. With GPS and heart rate monitoring, plus water resistance and 4 GB of storage for apps and offline music, there's little reason why you can't leave your phone at home when heading out for a run. The company's own fitness tracking app isn't particularly great, but being a Wear OS 2 device, you can just download a different one instead. Battery life is good, with users typically getting a bit over a day of normal use. The charging cable isn't as elegant as the inductive chargers used by many other brands, but it's functional, and lets you get back to 100% in under an hour. Unusually for a budget smartwatch, the design is simple and inoffensive, and the Watchi could easily be mistaken for a chunky analog timepiece. Other than NFC payments, there's little missing from this smartwatch, and an awful lot to like for the money. 4. Best value, Huawei iWatch 2. When Huawei introduced the second version of its smartwatch, it was generally viewed as being a step backward in terms of value. With subsequent price drops, however, it's now a much more compelling option. The Watch 2 comes in 2 varieties, Sports and Classic. The former is a little cheaper, looking unsurprisingly much like a standard sports watch. The Classic is noticeably more attractive, with a premium-looking shell and included leather band. If you're after something that's appropriate at a nice restaurant as well as the gym, you may want to pay the extra money, but all features are otherwise the same. There are 2 buttons to control the Wear OS 2.0 operating system, plus an on-screen keyboard for tapping out quick replies. GPS, water resistance, heart rate monitoring and sleep tracking is included, so the Watch 2 does a fine job as a fitness tracker. There's Bluetooth support, along with NFC for using Android Pay and 4 GB of storage for downloading music. You'll get up to 2 days out of the battery if you don't use GPS, but expect to charge it every day otherwise. 5. Best for fitness tracking, Fitbit Versa. Fitbit pioneered the fitness tracker but had stayed out of the smartwatch space until recently. That changed with the Ionic, and shortly after, the cheaper and more compelling Versa. Running its own Fitbit OS, there's no mistaking the company's origins. A wide range of exercise types are available in the dedicated app, from running and cycling to weights, gym sessions and more. Important stats are shown during your workout, with others available with a quick swipe, and a summary pops up at the end. Waterproof to 165 feet, the Versa handles swimming as well as any other exercise, with the screen surprisingly visible underwater. As is standard with many other non-smartwatch Fitbit models, heart rate tracking is built in, which allows for detailed sleep tracking. There's no GPS, though if you want to track your running route, you'll need to carry your phone or pay the extra for the Ionic model. Battery life is particularly good, at up to 4 days, and the square design isn't unattractive. Most standard smartwatch notifications features are built in, with the ability for Android device owners to reply to text messages coming soon. If you're looking for a smartwatch with serious fitness tracking credibility at an affordable price, check out the Fitbit Versa. 6. Best for music, Garmin Vivoactive 3 Music. Garmin, known primarily for its GPS and fitness devices, has taken one step closer to full-featured smartwatches with their Vivoactive 3 Music. This model doesn't run on Wear OS, Google's increasingly popular OS for wearables, but it does offer thousands of free apps, watch faces, and more via Garmin's Connect IQ store. The Vivoactive 3 Music also comes preloaded with 15 sports apps to monitor your progress whether you're running, swimming, lifting, or doing yoga because, at its core, Garmin is still all about fitness tracking. The watch's face is made from chemically strengthened glass, with a 240x240 resolution display that's visible even in bright sunlight. The battery is pretty impressive, too, lasting up to 7 days with light use, and up to 5 hours of continuous use with full GPS functionality and music playing. Speaking of music, that's what really sets this smartwatch apart, especially compared to Garmin's other wearables. The Vivoactive 3 Music has enough internal storage for 500 songs and they're easy to download to your device using the Garmin Express software. Once your songs are downloaded, you can listen to music without a smartphone. Just connect some Bluetooth headphones to the watch and you're good to go. If streaming is more your game, then you can also download some popular media apps as well. 7. Best for the backcountry, Casio Pro Trek Smart WSD-F20. When you think about hitting the great outdoors, a smartwatch isn't usually the first thing you think to pack. Casio has other ideas, though, with the stylishly rugged Pro Trek WSD-F20. Waterproof to 165 feet and tested to military standards for durability, it includes features like a digital compass, altimeter, and barometer that you won't find in most other smartwatches, as well as more standard tools such as GPS. The WSD-F20 can also function as a flashlight handy in an emergency and lets you download maps for offline navigation when you are far from the nearest cell signal. Running Wear OS 2.0, the watch tracks specific activities such as kayaking, cycling, and trekking, storing the route and duration. It's expensive for an Android smartwatch, and you'll need to carry a portable charger for anything longer than a day trip, but if you're after a durable and genuinely useful smartwatch for heading into the backcountry, the Casio Pro Trek Smart WSD-F20 is unmatched.